Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. My name's Alessia. I'm in my third year at the University of Toronto. I'm doing a major in human biology and a double minor in immunology and art history, and I stayed at Woodsworth College Residence in my first year at U of T. This video is going to be kind of everything that you should know about Woodsworth College Residence. If you are applying to U of T and you're wondering which college you want to rank for the residences, or if you've gotten into U of T and you're starting in September and you're moving into Woodsworth College, this video is definitely for you. So please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. So there are 5 main things that I think everybody should know about Woodsworth College Residence, whether you are thinking of living there or you are going to be moving in soon. Are really 5 main things that differentiate Woodsworth College from a lot of the other U of T residences, especially for first year students. And these are some of the things that I wish that I knew before going into Woodsworth College in my first year. So I'm just gonna get right into it. So the first thing that you should know about Woodsworth College Residence is that there is no meal plan. So unlike a lot of the other U of T residences, there is no meal plan. So a lot of the other residences have a meal plan. They have a dining hall, like a meal pass, whereas Woodsworth has a kitchen and a fridge that you buy your own food and you cook your own food. So it doesn't have a meal plan, which kind of takes away from the community aspect. It's a little bit harder to meet people at Woodsworth because there's no like general place for everyone to meet when you're eating. Everyone is kind of like eating in their own suites with their suite mates. So that is definitely something to consider. If you have like allergies or dietary restrictions and you would just rather make your own food and be in control of what you eat, then that's probably a really good option for you to have your own kitchen. But if you don't like to clean your dishes or like cook for yourself, then that's also something to consider because there is no option for a meal plan at Woodsworth. You have to have a meal plan at a different residence if you don't want to take advantage of the kitchen at Woodsworth. So the no meal plan was one of the main reasons why I actually wanted to be at Woodsworth. I felt like I didn't really want to have a meal plan and have to eat like cafeteria food every day. So the no meal plan and having access to like a big fridge and like a full kitchen was like a main driving force on why I wanted to go to Woodsworth Residence. I felt like just like making my own food and having like control of what I eat was just like a better situation for me personally. So that's definitely something to consider whether you want to have a meal plan or not, and whether having a kitchen and making your own food is something that you want to do when you're in your first year at U of T. So the second main thing that you should know about the residence is that it's not your typical like dormitory style like a lot of the other U of T residences. Most of the residents on the U of T campus, I'm not sure about the Scarborough or the Mississauga campus, but I know for sure at the St. George campus that most of the residences are dorm style. So you share a room with someone else. So there's 2 beds in a room and then you have a meal plan. There's no kitchen. And then there's either like co-ed washrooms or like floor washrooms. I'm not really sure how the washroom situation works on the other residences, but I know that they're not like private washrooms. They're floor washrooms or they're co-ed washrooms. So that's another main reason why I liked Woodsworth College Residence, is because it's not that typical dormitory style, but it's a suite style instead. So you have your own room and you share a washroom with 1 or 2 other of your suite mates. And so you share like a common space and a kitchen. I was in a 4-person suite, but they go up to 6-person suites. So depending on the amount of people that are in your suite, either 4 or 6, you will have to share a washroom with like 1 or 2 other people. But in my opinion, that's better than sharing it with a whole floor or like a co-ed washroom. So that's another thing to keep in mind when choosing your residences or when preparing to go and move into Woodsworth College, is that it's not your typical dormitory style, but it's a suite style instead, which includes like your own private room with one bed and then a semi-private washroom, and then you're sharing like a common space and a kitchen space with your other suite mates that are either a 4-person or a 6-person room. So again, that was like another driving factor on why I really wanted to stay at Woodsworth College Residence, and that's definitely something to consider when thinking about how you want your first year residence experience to be like. So the third main thing that you should know about Woodsworth College Residence is the sense of community that you get when living there. Unlike a lot of the other residences, as I said before, there's no meal plan, and it's kind of like on the corner of campus, so you have to like walk a lot to your classes, whereas something like University College is like right in the center of campus. So that being said, I thought that the community at Woodsworth was good, but it wasn't great, and I feel like that was because of the lack of like a dining area that other people could go. The common spaces are very like limited. It's kind of a small building. There's a common space on every floor, but there's no one ever really in it. And then the main floor is not very too cozy or anything. It's very modern. There's not a lot of like history, I feel like, whereas like Trinity College or Victoria College or St. Mike's have like a lot of like history, and so I feel like the community is kind of lacking at Woodsworth College. But that's not really something that I was worried about when thinking about where I was gonna live in first year. I knew that I knew that I had my friends from high school, and I knew that I would make friends in my classes. So I'm not sure how it is now, but when I was at Woodsworth College, everyone was online. My experience with the community was probably a little bit different than it would be in like September starting the new school year. So that was my personal experience. I didn't think the community was that great at U of T compared to some of my friends who were at like Victoria or St. Mike's or University College. So that is something to keep in mind when thinking about where you're going to live in first year. But it wasn't really a driving factor, or like it didn't really turn me away from Woodsworth when I was applying for it. So the fourth thing that you should consider when applying and thinking about where you're going to live in first year is the location. So in my opinion, I think that Woodsworth College Residence is in like a perfect location. It's honestly in a great location on campus. It's not in the center of campus, it's at the corner, like I said before, so it's a little bit of a longer walk to get to your classes, but it's not that different because the U of T campus is so big that you have to walk wherever you go. It doesn't really matter. But I think that the Woodsworth College Residence location is great because it's right beside the St. George subway, so you can get on the subway and go anywhere. You don't really have to walk to the subway, you just walk out of the building and it's across the street. So that was something that I really liked about Woodsworth, was like the closeness to public transportation. And then also it's on the corner of Bloor and St. George, so if you go down Bloor, it's like all shopping, and Yorkville is right there, and it's just like a great scene, especially at night. I just think that it's a really great location for not only school but also like for free time. A lot of cafes and shops and like different places to go with your friends when you don't have classes or on the weekends. It's also very close to a lot of grocery stores, which is obviously good because you need to buy your groceries in order to cook like meals in the kitchen. So that was like another main reason that I wanted to stay at Woodsworth College, was because it was at Bloor and St. George, which is like just such a great location to stay in Toronto in general. Not only again for the like campus part of it, but also like just for like free time. There's also a Starbucks, a Tim's, and a McDonald's like walking distance from everything, and it's basically on St. George, which is the main strip of like the U of T St. George campus. And then lastly is the rooms. So it's important to consider like what the rooms look like and how your first year would look like living in a room at Woodsworth College Residence. So I'll put some like videos of how I did my room up here somewhere. But there's a window, it opens, there's a closet, which I put a mini fridge in my closet just like for water and stuff, just to like have easy access. There's 2 lights and a bed and a a bookshelf, but I put the bookshelf in my closet just to give me some extra room and act like as like a shoe rack and like to put my clothes in, because I didn't want to hang all my clothes in the closet. The rooms are very spacious. They're very bright because of the window, and I had a really good experience in the room itself. You're able to like move the bed and everything around like really easily because of how much space you have. So because I was able to move all that stuff around very easily, I put the desk in front of the window, and then I put my bed in the middle of the room, and I felt like that really opened up the space a lot, rather than having like the bed on against one wall and then like the desk against another wall and just having like a small strip of space to walk. So instead I put like the desk against the window, and I put my bed in the center of the room. That's how I did it, but you can do it any way you want. So I thought that the room layout was really great, and it's definitely a reason to choose Woodsworth College Residence. It's like super safe and secure and spacious, and you really do have your own space to study, to have like downtime. Whereas in like the dormitory style, you're always having to like be in the same room as your roommate. There are carpets on the floor, so that is something to consider, like for allergies and stuff. But it didn't really make a difference in my experience in the dorms. Overall, I would definitely recommend Woodsworth College Residence, especially like for the rooms themselves. And like you definitely are able to have your own space, which is what I really liked about it. So overall, these are 5 things that you should know about Woodsworth College Residence, whether you are thinking of moving into Woodsworth Residence or you've already been accepted and are expecting to move in soon. These were really the main reasons why I wanted to stay on Woodsworth Residence and not another residence at U of T. And these are reasons why I think that other people would really benefit from staying at Woodsworth Residence. Obviously, every residence at U of T is great. They're all very historical and have a lot of benefits. But obviously, I'm a little bit biased towards Woodsworth because I stayed there in my first year. But yeah, overall, I think it's just a really great residence, and I would highly recommend staying there. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I would be happy to answer any of them. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe this video, and I will see you next time.